Welcome back to the Mr. Showtime Showcast. Ireland manages to, escape uh, a win from the Springboks. Look, the Springboks needed this loss, right? And close to the end of the video, I'm gonna talk about, the major talking point that a lot of people have been grieving about, right? So stay tuned till the end. The Springboks needed this loss because I have a problem. Well, it's not just me. I think a lot of people can agree with this. Jacques Nienaber's innovation, his attempts to, be edgy, try something new, I respect it. I respect it. The problem is it's proven to be, him and Rusty Erasmus, they're doing too much innovation. I've been saying this. This whole 7-1 split, it's something new, something that's never been done before. And some people have made claims that, they want to make complaints about it, saying that, oh no, it's cheating. Well, if the Springboks lose, they're not going to complain. Because it's we're sticking it to the Springboks, the Northern Hemisphere guys. Because of what? Because of jealousy. Now, since whenever it does work for us, now they're going to find ways to complain. But if we lose, they're going to be like, yeah. I've been saying this since the first time we did it. I said, although we beat the All Blacks at Twickenham this year, just before the World Cup, we should never pull off such a risk ever again. Because what happens if not just one but two of your backline players succumb to an injury? What happens then? But oh no, Jacques and Rusty want to play these games that, okay, now we have Kwagga Smith who can cover wing, and we have Trevor Nyakani who can cover fly half, and Oxenche who can cover fullback. We have Kubas Reinach who can cover inside center. I mean, you don't need to do that. Just stick to your traditional. The 6-2 split was bad enough. Just stick to your traditional 5-3 split. This is a problem in SA Rugby. We cater too much to the forwards. But have you noticed recently the matches that we've been performing well? It's the backline guys that are sparking all the magic. Whenever we use the width of the field and we actually utilize our backline players, we have our Curtly Aronses, Damon Willemses, they step. Those guys, they get us running meters. But oh no, the coaches want to surround their whole game plan around forwards. Troki. Typical Buddha style rugby. At some point, this is what irked me annoyed me in creating rugby videos in the first place. But lately, there has been, Jacques and Rusty have been adopting a new style of play. We have been using our backline. Kudos for us. Let's keep doing that. We don't need the 7-1 split. We don't need the 6-2 split. It's ridiculous. Cater to your backline for a change. Who's been scoring tries lately? Our backline players. Come on. I thought we want to stick to what works. Our backliners are obviously performing well. Now, let's talk about the Irish encounter last weekend. Ireland didn't beat us. Ireland didn't win because, they edged the Springboks. No. Ireland won because we left 11 points on the table. This match, the final score could have been, what was the score? 18 points to 13. And we would have won. We left 18 points on the table, right? And we failed to finish. We still have, this whole concept of we create opportunities, but we fail to finish. I mean, Jesse Creel made a burst near the try line, got tackled near the try line, and he made a poor offload to Sia Kolisi. Sia Kolisi could have just caught it and just, dotted it down. The New Zealand guys, they're clinical when it comes to finishing. Sia Kolisi should have scored. So finishing, sure, we create opportunities, but we fail to finish. That we need to fix. Because at this point, come quarterfinals, come the knockout stages, we can't afford to leave out points on the table. Another thing, during the match, whenever you got penalties, we became too eager. I mean, we had them in the first 10 minutes. We brought that heat, which was very excellent. So the first 20 we had, most of the possession. We were bringing the fight to them. We were putting them under pressure. And then somehow the momentum changed in the second half. In the second 20 minutes of the first half. So from 20 minutes up to halftime, Ireland had the momentum going against us. They turned the momentum around. And that's where I saw the Springboks, we start to become a little impatient. Beginning of the second half, again, we brought that fire. We were putting them under pressure. We were attacking. And then we got penalties, and we got a little too eager and desperate. There was a time where we got a scrum somewhere in the 22, in their half, in their 22. And we committed an early engagement, and then we lost the penalty. And then Ireland got the penalty, and then they kicked it into touch. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, patience, be patient. You in their half, we have the dominant scrum, we have the heavier pack of forwards. Patience. There's no reason for Frans Malherbe to be, doing early engagements or falling down. And it's like Frans Malherbe, man. I mean, yeah, we got a little too impatient, a little too eager. In terms of the lineouts, we were very excellent in the lineouts. We were contesting 80% of the lineouts, and we won them. Kudos to us. Shout out to Eben Netzebeth and RG Sneeman. We were very good. We were very clinical. Only thing we were lacking in is patience. And we got penalties. Instead of kicking for points, kicking for poles, we opted to go to kicking to touch. Okay, we've already made like several attempts prior, and we couldn't get forward momentum in terms of a maul. Okay, step back. We get a penalty, kick it over. You get a penalty, kick it over. You get a penalty, kick it over to the poles and get your 3 points. Because we have such a hard-on for the 7-pointers. The try and the conversion, the 7-pointers. We neglect kicking it for poles for 3 points because, 3 points is just, it's just a couple of points. No, it's points nonetheless. You only need to win by 1 to win the match. You need to keep that scoreboard pressure building. Keep the scoreboard ticking. You get a penalty, kick it over for points. Successfully. Which brings me to, one of the bigger topics that here in South Africa people I see have been complaining about. Manie Libbok's kicking. Okay. I'm not proud to say that if Manie Libbok and Faf de Klerk, Faf de Klerk missed 2. But Faf de Klerk should not be kicking in the first place because Manie Libbok, that's his traditional duty. Kicking for poles and conversion. He missed 2 easy penalties. it was a bummer. It was such a letdown. And it discourages the guys on the field in terms of, that confidence and momentum. Springboks kicking is a concern. And heading into the quarterfinals, I think I mean, look, I don't want to crap on the guy because, he plays well enough during, on the field. His hands, his distribution, his try create, he's very good. I don't even want to bring this up. The fact I don't even want to bring up his kicking, but 11 points were lost because of kicking. Faf de Klerk kicked the 50-meter, hit the poles. It was just such a letdown. The kicking let us down. If we had kicked all those points, we would have won. Now, enough of the bad news. At least we have the likes of Handré Pollard back in the squad. Yes, we lost Malcolm Marx. Why couldn't it be the other guys that we don't need that get injured? Why is it always our key players that, I hope they, I was hoping they would bring in the likes of Akka van der Merwe and Johan Janssen van Rensburg into the mix. But that's because I'm not Springbok head coach. If it was up to me, Akka van der Merwe would be in the squad. Johan Janssen van Rensburg would be my first choice inside center. Okay? So, and Jesse Creel would be on his way, on the plane, on his way back to South Africa. And Dion Fourie and Damien Delindi. Those three, okay. I'll send them back on the plane to South Africa. You know what? Don't even come back to South Africa. Just go wherever, right? But at least we have the likes of Handré Pollard back in the mix, because Handré Pollard has an 80% kicking success rate, 80%. So heading into the knockout stages, I hope to see Handré Pollard back this weekend, because maybe not necessarily him starting, but just so he can get that game time, that that warm up for the quarterfinals and going forward, semis and hopefully the finals. I'm glad Handré Pollard is back because of the kicking, and it's not an indictment on Manie Libbok himself. It's just that going forward, Handré Pollard should start, and Manie Libbok should come in only as a backup, because when he comes on, Handré Pollard has to go off, and then that means we have kicking issues again. So hopefully Handré Pollard will stay on the field for the full match, or maybe Manie Libbok can slot in at fullback, or Manie Libbok could come in as a replacement fly half, and then Handré shifts in at number 12. He's got that ability to Handré Pollard can crash. He's got the physique, he's got the weight, he's got the size. He can slot in at inside center, right? So in other news, Eddie Jones. I feel sorry for Eddie Jones for the mere fact that he was fired from the England Rugby Union. 1 year from out from the Rugby World Cup, and he is back at the Wallabies. And as much as I feel sorry for him for that, with what he's doing with the Wallabies, he made some very poor decisions in terms of player selection. The Wallabies are in a bad place. He left out Marco Hooper, their inspirational captain. That's a downer. He left out Quay Cooper. I mean, he brought Quay Cooper in for the Rugby Championships here to South Africa, although we beat them, and then he leaves him out for the Rugby World Cup squad. WTF? Why? And then he brings on the old boys. But where are your James O'Connors? Where are your like I said, Quay Cooper's missing. Michael Hooper's missing. Where's the other fly half? Noah Lolo Seal. That fly half who plays for the Brumbies. Where's that guy? Where's James O'Connor? Where's Curtly Beale? Bad selection, and it obviously costs them. They're not out. They're not out yet. It's just that they're in a bad position. So in the pool standings, they might get eliminated. They're not eliminated yet. They still have a chance if Fiji loses the rest of their matches, which it's 50-50. We don't know. But Fiji have been playing well. They're kicking more. They're being more tactical. They're not being stereotypical Fijians. They're kicking and, they're taking the points, which, they're improvising. Sorry, not they're improvising better. They're playing better now. So, yeah. And last but not least, I'm glad Jacques Ninaba shall be leaving. And Rassie. I don't know about Rassie, but, for the love of God, please. I hope Johan Ackerman becomes our next head coach. Not our assistant coach, not our forwards coach, no, our head coach. Johan Ackerman is the only option left. We no longer have any suitable options here in South Africa. I don't know about the likes of Rob Dobson, John Dobson, the Stormers coach. I don't know about him. I'm not doubting him. It's just I don't know. Question mark. I don't know about who's the Lions coach, Ivan van Rooyen. I don't know. We don't have a lot of options here in South Africa. It would be the worst thing ever, putting in Mzwandile Stick as our next head coach because of quotas and transformations. That would really hurt SA Rugby. And we know that's likely to happen because of quotas and transformation. They're trying to prove a point. They're trying to prove players of color. Listen, I don't care what color is Mzwandile Stick. He's not capable. Him and Deon Davids, they were poor coaching the Southern Kings. They shouldn't be in the Springboks setup in the first place. The only reason why they're there is because of quotas and affirmative action transformation. And what? You think just because I'm black too, I'm gonna advocate for him? You poor child. I'm not. I'm not I don't think like a peasant. Okay. We're intellectuals. I don't care what skin color he is. Fact of the matter is, Mzwandile Stick is not good enough on merit to be, our next Springbok head coach. Do y'all seriously want another Alistair Coetzee fiasco of us keep losing and losing and losing? For what? Just to build a nation. I thought we were through that. I thought we were past that back in 95. But again, it's not because of the Springboks doing. And I mean, the Springboks are forced, politically by, our ruling government to, usher in forceful transformation. I'm not against diversity. I'm for diversity. I'm against forced diversity. I'm against quotas and transformation that is forced. Johan Ackerman is the only person. I mean, Johan Ackerman back in the day, prior to 2015, he wasn't good enough either. He sucked. Prior to 2015, he sucked. The Lions were losing. I wouldn't have considered him to be our Springbok head coach because he was losing. The Lions were losing. They were taking L's in Super Rugby. But in 2016, something happened. I don't know what kind of milk he gave his Lions players, but they made the 2016 Rugby Cup, Super Rugby final. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. 2016, 2017, and 2018. Obviously, the guy did something right. He figured, he cracked the code. And for that, he deserved now he deserves to be in the Springbok coaching staff. Out of merit. Not because of this. Out of pure merit. Merit wins matches. Not skin color. So ladies and gentlemen, going forward, I advocate I pray we make decisions that make sense in terms of player selection and coaching staff selection. Mzandi's taking Dion Davids, thank you for your services. It's time for you to leave. Take Jacques Nienaber with you. Take Rassi Rasmus. I don't care what happens with Rassi. I don't care. Whether he stays or I don't care. We're looking at Johan Ackerman at this point. The only thing with Johan Ackerman becoming our Springbok head coach is his son, Johan Ackerman, will probably get an automatic slot at at a Springbok jersey because of nepotism, right? But Johan Ackerman hasn't shown worthiness to be a Springbok player. But I'm willing to overlook that because he's just one player. And I don't know what position he plays. Is he a 6 or is he a lock? I don't know. But I'm not too worried about Johan Ackerman. I'm just like, as long as Johan Ackerman will be our next Springbok head coach. I mean, come on, we're gonna be up against the likes of Scott Robertson, aka Razor. We have to step our game up. So after this World Cup, win or lose, Jacques, Ba, dankie meneer, leave. Take your 2 lackeys, incompetent Mzandi's and Dion Davids with you. Thank you. Win or lose. If they win the World Cup, it doesn't matter. Win or lose the World Cup, it doesn't matter. Even if they win the World Cup, afterwards, leave. Let's bring in the likes of Johan Ackerman as our Springbok head coach. So that's my analysis for now. We should beat Tonga, but Handré Pollard has to start from now here on out. Okay? So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do the rugby community a favor, right? The Rugby World Cup 2023 is fun to watch. There's been plenty of injuries. There's been very close encounters. There's been teams that have been scoring cricket scores. There's been 96-0. France has been scoring cricket scores, like these high scores, like 90-something nil, 50 points to 10. It's fun. So help out the rugby community by liking this video and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.